Okay. And everyone on the line, we are going to talk to you. Cal in Missouri, you're live with
Hi,
Eric
how's
and
it going?
Lloyd. Hey.
Thanks for taking my call.
Hello. What did you want to talk about today?
So to slap the label on right away, I'm an atheist. Have been for the better part of a decade. But I grew up for the first 20 years of my life in a very, very conservative Lutheran household in which my father was a minister. And so most of the concepts of theism I've kind of shed and aren't really impacting my life anymore. But one piece of baggage that I'm still carrying with me and I can't drop is the fact that a significant amount of my well-being, specifically financially, throughout my life, we weren't rich. He wasn't a televangelist or anything crazy like that, but lived a healthy middle-class lifestyle. And realizing in my adult life that a lot of that, all of the food on my table, the clothes that I was wearing, the house that I was in, the college that I got to go to that then eventually led me down the way to atheism was paid for significantly by delusional tithing. And I guess my question to you guys is this struggle of me being in this point in my life where I am and having that kind of be sitting on the shoulders of religion, is that worth my time to care about?
No.
Or is it something that I should just cut off and forget about and move on from and just forget?
Move on from it pretty fast. And I can go one better than that because as you may know, I'm a former Jehovah's Witness and I'm now an activist and I speak out quite openly against the organization. I'm also a father and a husband, and I know my wife because I met her because we were both Jehovah's Witnesses. I owe my marriage to the fact that we were both Jehovah's Witnesses, and guess what? That marriage has so far yielded 2 children. So my 2 girls would not exist if not for the fact that I was once a Jehovah's Witness. Does that make Jehovah's Witnesses not an abusive, exploitative, manipulative group? No. They still are. Something good came out of something bad doesn't mean the thing that it came out of isn't bad. It's just the way things work. You can find positives anywhere. It doesn't justify, again, a corrupt, abusive group. And it sounds like your upbringing, while it may not have been identical to mine, there were abusive elements to it.
I mean...
Absolutely. Wow, yeah, no, keep going.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, do you agree?
No, absolutely. And the thing I wanted to say is, this is exactly what I think a show like this is designed to do. I've never heard that viewpoint from anyone I've talked to before. I haven't met a lot of folks in my life that have either been the son or daughter of a minister and have gone through this path or have had that same analysis. I thought I was struggling with my, the cascading effects of religion on my life. But the points you just made, I think, completely supersede mine. I think that's the exact kind of mentality that I was trying to dig towards.
Why can't every caller be like this? They ask a question, we answer it, and everyone goes home happy.
Right.
Well, and I do have to say, not the previous caller, Dean, but I believe it was Jessica or Jennifer that called previously. This is what this show's about, right? It's just helping people trying to fight through this stuff.
And hopefully just helping people process things, because actually don't think in any way that because we've come up with an answer fairly quickly that doesn't mean it's not a good question. It's an excellent question. And it is something that I've kind of grappled with. Hang on, all of these, 90% of the good things in my life have come about because I was once a Jehovah's Witness. But again, that doesn't make Jehovah's Witnesses a good deal. They're a really, really crummy deal. And here's another one. Here's another example. Let me back up. World War I. My great grandmother lost her first husband because he was killed in World War I and remarried someone who became my great-great-grandfather. So if it wasn't for World War I wouldn't be alive. Does that make World War I a positive thing? Does it make war a positive thing? Clearly it doesn't. It's just,
you think you look like a fool.
These are cosmic issues, and, we roll the dice, or time rolls the dice, and things fall as they do. But again, it doesn't make a bad thing a good thing.
And also, it doesn't put that in your sphere. You did not choose to be born in the family that you were born into. Taking on and holding water, carrying water for somebody else, it hurts, and no one's holding you accountable for the actions of your father. I mean, I think we have some amazing, atheist speakers who have come out of fundamentalist religions, several of whom are hosts, and several of whom, do the circuits, help me out here.
You're on your own
The
here.
children of Fred Phelps. Megan Phelps Roper.
Westboro Baptist Church.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those, should we hold them accountable and shun them and shame them? And no. This appears to be the theme throughout the show, self-compassion, my friend.
Yeah. Allow yourself to heal. Don't allow yourself or force yourself to take responsibility for things that were completely out of your control just because they yielded one or two positives.
Gotcha. And to quickly pivot off that, I've got 3 nephews under the age of 5. They're about to approach the age of indoctrination. My family is still heavily invested in that sort of thing. Do you have any advice as kind of the torch-bearing atheist to potentially get in front of that indoctrination so that 25, 30 years down the road, my nephews aren't struggling with the same concept that I'm struggling with?
Absolutely. Be a good person.
Yeah. Be the exact opposite of what they're expecting you to be, or the stereotype that's been carved out for you. And if you can show that what they're saying about non-believers is entirely untrue and that you are actually, in some ways, perhaps even a better person than they are, then the children will pick up on that. Kids are smart. They'll figure this out.
And, doing that, being a resource, being open, it doesn't have to be that you're ready to tear everything down to save them. Because as they grow up as thinkers, knowing that they have a resource that they can talk to is incredibly important. And being that physical body that like you said, is an exemplar, it's what changes things. Things like this show, the conversations, that's fantastic. But it's not going to be until everyone gets to know an atheist or see that atheists are just regular people that we're going to have that change. So if you can, do. And if you can't, we understand. But with that said, I think we're going to move on to the next call.
Yeah, absolutely. You've covered everything. I don't want to take any more time. Other people need to say important things. So I appreciate all that you do. And thank you for the advice. And I'll tune in next week to keep watching.
Please do.
Good. Thank you. Shalev in Washington.